Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Long John Silver's Chase Last Chance Qualifier race at Talladega. And the reason why I say it's Long John Silver's because I have some Long John Silver's right here. So I figured, they deserve a sponsorship for this race. But this is the Chase for the Championship Last Chance Qualifier race, which means all the drivers who didn't make the chase have one last chance to win a race here and make it in the chase as being the 13th driver in. The drivers who are in the chase are Hunter Bell, Austin Talley, David Rivera, Parker Wright, Chris Washer, Chase Oliver, Joshua Collard, Mason Bromer, Gabe Williams, Betty Johnson, Jessica Shelton, and Seth Cole. Those are the 12 drivers who made the chase for the championship. Now it's time to see who will be the 13th driver in that chase, as we got 31 cars here in the field today to run 19 laps here at Talladega. No pit stops will be required in this race. Pretty much it's where you finish that matters, which is why there won't be a starting grid for this race, because it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. But take a look at a quick run through of the top 5 for this race. We've got Rue McIntyre on the pole with Jecko Knight in second, Theo Segal in third, Ryan Anderson Jr. fourth, and fifth is Brody Talley. So that is your top 5. Let's get this race underway as pace car getting ready to enter turn 3 as well as everybody else. 31 cars, one winner, and one transfer driver to the chase for the championship. PJ Williams, who has 2 wins this season, both coming from plate tracks at, I believe if I can recall, it was Talladega and I think M&Ms. So he knows how to get it done on plate tracks. He almost made the chase via wild card spot, but due to where Jessica Shelton finished last week at Lime Rock, she fell out of the top 10, but because she had 3 wins, she made it in as a wild card driver. But here we go. The cars are going through the tri-oval, getting ready to come to the start-finish line to take the green flag for 19 laps of mayhem. Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. And right now, already 3 wide for the lead with Rue McIntyre, Jecko Knight, and Ryan Anderson Jr. Rue McIntyre is going to have the bottom line to his advantage, but nobody's giving him any help. Although Theo Segal in the 83 is trying, as it's 3 wide for several rows deep. And it's still 3 wide for the lead. They can go 3 wide, 4 wide, just as long as they don't lean on each other, but once they lean on each other, expect the big one to happen. Meanwhile, Rue McIntyre still has the lead for the moment, and no cautions out. Good job by all these cars. As it's 4 wide for second, as Austin Weiner's coming up through the field, and he's going to try to get second, but Rue McIntyre will lead the first lap here in the LCQ race at Talladega. And now here comes Austin Weiner to the bottom to take the lead away from the 28. And oh man, they are 5 wide. 5 wide. This is not going to work. Oh, they're 4 wide. They sold the 4 wide now. Oh man, I've got a bad feeling about this. I see the 83 and the 20 so close to each other. Oh, keep it together. Oh man, and there they go. The big one has struck. I see Trent Dunham, Michael Norman, Annie Thomas was in there. I saw Dylan Young, Cody Lamas got involved, Justin Talampas, Matt McIntyre got into it. Everybody else, though, does a good job of slowing down. But Austin Weiner is your leader at the moment here in the LCQ race, as we've just had, well, not necessarily a big one, but multiple car wreck. But nobody has any severe damage. They're all still going. But nonetheless, we're going to take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Talladega. Well, here's a look at it. We had two different situations where drivers were leaning on each other. Theo Segal, Brody Talley, and then Alex Hawkins, Dylan Young, and Cody Lamas. And I think because of that, they get into Annie Thomas, up into Trent Dunham, and then all the cars who were involved were up on the high line. I think Justin Talampas got the worst of that wreck because he hit Michael Norman right in the side of the front end of his car. But no cars appeared to have been smoking. So it looks like all these drivers who are involved are possibly going to be able to continue. Maybe one retiree, I'm not sure, but nonetheless, that is a look at what happened and what brought the caution out. Let's take you to the restart. Well, after that first caution, no cars went over the wall. So, luckily after that wreck, we didn't have any cars get out of the race. And actually, a correction, it's 30 cars in this race, not 31. But Austin Weiner is your leader as he's trying to make his second straight chase appearance. Second is PJ Williams. Third is Tommy Mooney. Fourth is Barney Taylor. Fifth is Eric Burton. Sixth is Ken Theros. Seventh is Brody Talley. Eighth is Sam Young. Ninth is Rue McIntyre. 10th is Theo Segal. 11th is Jecko Knight. 12th is Ryan Anderson Jr. 13th is Danny Wells. 14th Sonny Hammond. 15th is Charles Jackson. 16th is Ian Dutta. 17th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 18th Preston Plord. 19th Dylan Thero, rounding out the top 20 is Alex Pedro. And then the final 10 cars are Zachary Fitzwater, Kyle Matthews, Justin Talampas, Michael Norman, Alex Hawkins, Matt McIntyre, Annie Thomas, Dylan Young, Trent Dunham, and Cody Lamas. 30 cars started, 30 are still out on the track, though I think a couple of cars may not be up to speed due to damage they sustained in the first caution. But when they go green, it'll be 13 to go here at Talladega. Still, it's anybody's race, anybody's win or lose. These drivers have everything to gain and everything to lose in this race because the winner, like I said, will be in the chase for the championship as the 13th driver. And Austin Weiner at the moment is your leader. And they are coming through the tri-oval to come down to the start-finish line to take the green flag. Here we go, 13 laps to go here at the LCQ at Talladega. And Austin Weiner got a pretty good jump on that start, but on that restart, but that's not a good thing because when these cars get bunched up, they can surpass you very quickly. As he's running by himself, and then we got a freight train of cars that was working together with PJ Williams among others. But right now, Austin Weiner still leads the way. And it appears as if though everybody is up to speed, it's just a matter of catching up to the draft was the situation involving with Annie Thomas among others, but Austin Weiner has a pretty big lead at the moment, and he's going to lead this lap. So far, Austin Weiner's been the dominant car this entire race, although Rue McIntyre, he's coming on the bottom, and he's going to make it 4 wide, I believe, for the second spot. Now it's 3 wide, as Rue McIntyre's trying to make the chase. But he's also got other veterans of the NR2003 community like PJ Williams, Eric Burton, and among others all up here in this pack. As now Rue McIntyre gets kicked up to the high line. Second is now going to go to the 51 of Ryan Anderson Jr. Now Sonny Hammond's going to try to get that bottom line going, and he's got Ken Thero in the 9 car pushing him, as it's a 3 wide battle for the lead between Weiner, Anderson Jr., and Hammond. Who led that lap? It looked like Sonny Hammond did by about a bumper, as it's 11 to go here at Talladega. Back here, there's a couple of 3 wide battle, or 4 wide battles, excuse me. like I said, if they can go 3-4 wide as long as they don't get next to each other and rub fenders or quarter panels, then they'll be okay. 5 wide is where it gets very, very tricky. And they almost went 5 wide right there. And in the meantime, Sonny Hammond in the 34 KFC Ford is leading the race. And his teammate, who ironically is in the sponsor of the race, Long John Silver's, Jecko Knight in the Long John Silver's Ford in the 38 car, he's up here in this lead pack around the 7th position. As look at this 3 wide train of cars all up here in this big pack. Let's take a look and see cars around the rear of the field to see who isn't up to speed. Annie Thomas is for sure not up to speed. She's only going about 171. Cody Lama's not up to speed. Neither is Michael Norman or Dylan Young. Oh, and we got a wreck! A wreck just took place. Kyle Matthews, Sam Young, Preston Plord, Barney Taylor's all in there. Ryan Anderson Jr., he was up at the front. He gets involved. Justin Talampaz, Ken Thero. Oh man, we got to keep an eye out on these cars up here. Just make sure they don't hit anybody. Dylan Thero was wrecked. Trent Dunham. Austin Weiner, who was up at the front, he's involved. Brody Talley was in it. Alex Hawkins. Oh, and Rue McIntyre was in there as well. Tough, man. This was a big, big wreck. And there's not that many cars left in the front pack that don't have damage. If I can count, that's only about 10 cars without damage that are left. This took out a lot of top contenders. And I'd say if the caution comes out again once we go green, the race will be official. But let's take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the second time, as this was the big one. Let's take a look at the replays right now. Well, here's a look at it. It looks like PJ Williams forced Kyle Matthews a little lower, and Eric Burton had a big run, and they just touch. And then they come back up the track, and there is where all the cars end up getting involved. But I saw there you see Rue McIntyre, who's up ahead. Oh, he got turned by the 47 of Alex Hawkins. That's what happened. And then Dylan Thero was up in there. And then, oh, Brody Talley. And holy crap. Dylan Thero got pounded 4 times after the fact. And he's actually going to go for a couple of barrel rolls down the tri-oval. And then... oh, and he gets hit again, that time by Trent Dunham. So make that 5 hits, I believe, that the 17 actually takes. And he was around the 24th spot when this took place. Let's watch his perspective. Side swipes Barney Taylor, gets a little tag from Sam Young. But when the 47 and the 28 make contact, the 17 had nowhere to go. And then, right there, Brody Talley hits him, and then Austin Weiner hit him, and that's what got him upside down. Also, when he got up into the 28 and then the 42 gets into him, and then that's what's going to start the car to go barrel rolling down the tri-oval. And then right there, the hit from Trent Dunham finished the job. But let's count the amount of barrel rolls the 17 car actually does take. Let's see, goes over 1, 2, 3, 4 times he goes over. And this wreck took out a lot of top contenders for this race, like Austin Weiner, Rue McIntyre, Cody Lamas, or I don't think Lamas was actually in. Preston Plord was definitely one of them. Trent Dunham, Brody Talley. So many cars got into this wreck. But that was a look, and we're actually going to go through a couple of onboards. We're going to go on board with the 17, the 28, the 12, and the 5. On board with the 5 car of Kyle Matthews. Came down in the 55, and that's what got it started. tough break for Kyle Matthews. After winning the Daytona 500 earlier this season, he's had a dismal season. On board with Austin Weiner, who was up near the front of the field as he gets collected in this. Looked like he was going to be able to get through pretty good until right there he gets to 17. And that was the end of the 12 car right there. On board with Drew McIntyre, who was running around 20th at the time. It looked like he was going to get through up until he got turned by the 47. And there you see he gets involved. And he actually went up on 2 wheels after the 17 just flew in there. And that's a tough break for the 2018. Having such a good season, being in the top 15 all year long. Didn't make the chase, and now it's official he won't be in. On board with Dylan Thero, and this is going to be a wild ride. As he wasn't really close to the wreck until right here. When the 47 and 28 got together, and then right there. And then he went for 4 barrel rolls, and that was the end of the 17. That's a look at all the onboards. Let's now take you to the restart. Well, after that big wreck, we have several cars out of the race, and they are Austin Weiner, Trent Dunham, Preston Plord, Brody Talley, Ken Thero, Jacko Knight, Ryan Anderson Jr., Kyle Matthews, Barney Taylor, Rue McIntyre, Dylan Thero, and Justin Talampas. Those are the cars out of the race, so none of them are going to be able to make the chase. Tough break for all them cars. Started with 30 down to 18, and when we go green, it's going to be 5 laps to go. So I think if a caution comes out between now and the end of the race will be over, because we won't have enough time to get back to green. But Ian Dutta is your leader. Second is Charles Jackson. Third is Henrietta Fitzwater. Fourth is Zachary Fitzwater. Fifth is Alex Pedro. Sixth is PJ Williams. Seventh is Sonny Hammond. Eighth is Eric Burden. Ninth is Tommy Mooney. 10th is Matt McIntyre. 11th is Danny Wells. 12th is Theo Stegall. 13th is Dylan Young. 14th Michael Norman. 15th Cody Lamas. 16th Alex Hawkins. 17th Annie Thomas. Rounding out the field is Sam Young. So that is what's left of the field after that massive wreck we just had taken place. And like I said, when we go green, it'll be 5 to go, and the winner, like I keep saying, the winner will be in the chase as the 13th driver to battle it out for Season 2 Championship Supremacy. But who will it be? Will it be Dutta, Jackson, one of the Fitzwaters, Pedro, Williams, Hammond, Burton, Mooney, McIntyre? Who knows? Anybody can still win except for maybe a couple cars around the back who are still not up to speed, like Annie Thomas, Michael Norman, Dylan Young, and Sam Young. So I think this race is really going to come down, I believe, to about 13 cars. But anything can happen, and here we go. Green flag is back out. It will be 5 laps to go here at Talladega. Ian Dutta got a pretty good restart right there, although Charles Jackson's running dead behind him. And Charles Jackson is another one of those hungry drivers to not only win a race but get in the chase, as he's now going to go to the bottom to try to get around the 18, but that left room for Henrietta Fitzwater to get in. And Henrietta Fitzwater almost made the top 10 in points. She almost made it in. Maybe that magic of the good season she's had can carry over to this race and possibly win, but at the moment it is Charles Jackson, the leader. Battle for second, side by side between Henrietta Fitzwater and Ian Dutta. As we can tell, there is only about 12 cars who are up to speed and are going to try to battle it out for the win. And it's 4 to go, so it should be go time for some of these cars. And Charles Jackson's got a pretty big lead, which is not a good thing. Second at the moment is Henrietta Fitzwater, with Tommy Mooney pushing her. Let's take a look and see where some of the slower cars are running. Wow, Sam Young only going 158 miles an hour. I don't know if the leaders are going to catch that 23. If they do, that's going to spark some issues, as he is the slowest car on the field, only going nearly 160. Alex Hawkins only going up to about 173, same for Annie Thomas. Michael Norman's only going 175, same with Cody Lamas, and 180 for Dylan Young, as the other 12 cars are up here in this lead pack battling for the win. But Charles Jackson still leads, as it's less than 3 to go. When they come to the line, it'll be 2 to go. Somebody's going to have to try to get a line going in order to get around that 16 car, because that 16 car is strong right now, running by himself. Sonny Hammond trying to go underneath Tommy Mooney for second. Maybe he can get up to the 16, as it is 2 to go here in the LCQ at Talladega. And Charles Jackson still leads the way. Let's take a look, see how far they are from Sam Young. I don't think they're going to encounter the 23, at least right now. Maybe at the end of the last lap, possibly, but I don't think it's going to happen. But right now it is Charles Jackson leading. Second is Sonny Hammond, and then we got a side-by-side battle for third with P.J. Williams and Tommy Mooney. Sonny Hammond trying to close the gap on the 16. When they come to the stripe, it will be the white flag. So if a caution comes out now, the race is definitely going to be over. Sonny Hammond running right on the bumper of the 16. They're working together, 2 Fords going out, and I see 4 wide back there, but now it's settled out to 3 wide. Will Sonny Hammond make a move to go to the bottom now or off of turn 4? He's not going for it right now. He's still tucked in that back bumper of the 16. If he's going to be able to get around him, he better do it coming off of 4. And Ian Dutta's now coming in here. He's running right behind these guys. Is the 34, the 18 going to make a move? The 18's going to the bottom. But now so too does the 34 and the 16. So that is going to do it. Charles Jackson in the 16 3M Ford is going to win the Long John Silver's Chase LCQ race at Talladega. Great job by the 16 team of Charles Jackson. Once he got up to the front, nobody was really able to get to him. And he's going to make his first Walmart Cup Series chase. Congratulations to Charles Jackson. As up ahead, just a little up ahead, there is Sam Young. So I'd say if there was another lap, they would have caught that 23 car. But luckily, that was the last lap, and that was it for the history books. Once Sam Young crosses the start-finish line, the results will be official. And there he is across the line. So now we can take a look at the results. Charles Jackson is going to go to the chase for the championship as the 13th driver in the chase. So congratulations to Charles Jackson. Sonny Hammond, so close to trying to get in the chase after a very frustrating season, but he's going to come away with second. Ian Dutta gets third. Fourth, P.J. Williams almost made it in via a wild card spot, but due to Jessica Sheldon falling out of the top 10 after Lime Rock, and she had 3 wins, so that made her get into the chase as a wild card. And Matt McIntyre got 5th. 6th was Eric Burden. 7th, Alex Pedro. 8th was Theo Stegall. 9th was Tommy Mooney. 10th was Henrietta Fitzwater. And the rest of the cars that finished were Zachary Fitzwater, Danny Wells, Dylan Young, Michael Norman, Cody Lamas, Annie Thomas, Alex Hawkins, and Sam Young, and everybody else was out of the race, and they were Austin Weiner, Trent Dunham, Preston Plord, Brody Talley, Ken Thero, Jecko Knight, Ryan Anderson Jr., Kyle Matthews, Barney Taylor, Rue McIntyre, Dylan Thero, and Justin Talampas. So that will do it for our coverage today of the Chase LCQ race at Talladega. The next race we run will be the first of 10 races in the Chase at New Hampshire. We're going to crown our second ever Walmart Cup Series champion starting at the Chase races starting at New Hampshire. We go from, let me pull up the race schedule so we can go through what the races are for the Chase officially. We are running at New Hampshire, California, Kansas, Rockingham, UK, Atlanta, Talladega, Thornton, Kentucky, Homestead, and Zenjoltis. So pretty much the same as last season, but there you go. But until then, till the Chase starts at New Hampshire, so long everybody.